Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday and it's coffee time again. I can't believe it. They've done a whole week. Who'd have thought that I had that in me? I did not know. Talking about having something in you, that was really what a tactless segue there. Let's tell the story of Ellie Sprung Dawson. And he surely was sprung. Here she is. Now her case, because it involves the court, her case is an interesting one. Here she is again. Right. She's a former teacher who was caught having relations, being polite, got to be careful of the algorithm, with a 17-year-old pupil, right? Found half naked. I wonder which half was naked, by patrolling police officers. This goes back to 2012, and you're probably thinking, well, why are we talking about it now? Well, the back then she was placed on the sex offenders register for 6 months and given a half-year-long community payback order after she admitted sexual activity with a person under 18 while she was his teacher and in a position of trust. And she was obviously spared jail. But her case has been brought back to attention because she phoned in to BBC Radio Scotland. They were talking about stigma. And if you've been to prison, is that one of those kind of phone-in shows about prison and dealing with the outside world after being released? And she came on to talk about her case. She said, I have a conviction for a sexual offence. I was a teacher who had an affair with a 70-year-old pupil, and I live with the challenges of a person can face as a result of having a criminal record. I never experienced a custodial sentence, but I certainly did experience the stigma. I had exceptionally large amount of press coverage, media coverage, following my conviction. And I think to say it was the most difficult thing I experienced. But of course, as with people with convictions for sexual offence, they face the highest degree of stigma. And so things like employment, even things like not being invited to my daughter's friends' birthday parties. And this was the phone-in was about the early release of prisoners and what they go through. But yeah, she sprung Dawson, as they call it here. Like I said, he was sprung when she was finished with him. Lost her marriage and job after she drove to a secluded lay-by with a teenage boy in December 2012, following a school Christmas dance, and they did the horizontal pogo together. Yeah, there you go. She was then aged 28 and taught English at St Joseph's College in Dumfries, and had agreed to give the dyslexic teenager extra lessons. Why didn't we get offered those extra lessons at school? It's not right. It's not. There's extra lessons and there's extra lessons, isn't there? There's extras and there's extras. It affected her. She was struck off from the teaching register in December 2013. But she has since set up a charity called Next Chapter Scotland, which works to help anyone who's been involved with the criminal justice system to navigate the stigma and discrimination they face throughout their lives. There you go. So I think, what's the lesson? Is there a lesson to be learnt there? I don't know. The reason I'm covering this is because there's not a lot of news. Well, there's news, but there's not coverable news on the Daily Mail website today. Meanwhile, more than 1.6 million Brits are set to get what they're dubbing the King Kong of fat-busting jabs free on the NHS. Yes, this is called Mounjaro. Nope. But apparently it can help users shed a quarter of their body weight in 18 months. NHS England say it should be first given to the most overweight cases, and they're going to be running this out over the next 12 years. Injections will be offered with a wraparound health plan, including diet and exercise. And over the next 3 years, the jabs could be given to almost 250,000 people with a BMI of 40 or over. Blimey, I think my BMI is 26. I just can't get it down to 25. That's what I'm aiming for. I just can't. It's because I keep shrinking. Yeah, I've got the ideal weight if I was 7'4". That's an old joke. But yeah, again, excess weight leads to heart disease, high blood pressure, or obstructive sleep apnea. So there you go, and here is Manjaro. It sounds like a car, doesn't it? Yeah. Have you driven the new Ford Manjaro? Manjaro. So there you go. If you're a polka, there's hope for you yet. There's hope for you there. If you're polka. There's not a lot. There's not a lot going on here. This is a good one. This is Ocean Rebellion. This is a sister group to Extinction Rebellion, and they were outside the International Maritime Organisation offices this morning. And I'm just waiting for the video to be ready because there's an advert. Yeah, they did a protest outside the offices. It was the final day of the Marine Environmental Protection Committee. That's the MEPC meeting in London, which was focused on the reduction of greenhouse gases emissions from ships. Okay, and Ocean Rebellion staged a unique protest. Let's have a look at it. So she's got a thing on her head there, and they're filling it with oil. A fishbowl on her head, and it's like that Radiohead video for No Surprises, but with oil. We'll fill it to the top. I guess it keeps them off the streets, doesn't it? It keeps them off the streets. They're in a big danger of singeing her wig. But yeah, it's I don't think anyone's really taken any notice of them, are they? What do you think? So yeah, let's see if there's some pictures. Oh, that's the best picture. Here you go. That is probably the best picture there. Look at that. But yeah, she was meant to be a sea goddess drowning in oil. Yeah, it's not a good look, is it? Really, it's not a good look. But like I said, it keeps them off the streets, doesn't it? At least they're not blocking the traffic. Yeah, don't fancy yours much. That's all I've got, really. That's all I've got. What else have we got here? Not gonna do that. Here we go. This is way up. Got an animal story. But this is a story that's gripped France for the last 31 years. Yeah, there was a treasure hunt, yeah, for the elusive golden owl, and they finally found it. Yeah. Right, this is, like I say, 3-decade-long search across France for this prize, which has inspired thousands of people to test their grey matter against riddles set by a man who died quite a while ago. But yeah, on the Discord forum run by Michael Becker, which has 7,000 participants, They posted the message saying, "We've confirmed that the replica of the golden owl has been dug up overnight, so don't go digging." A replica of the golden owl, which is a 10 kilo, that's 22-pound gold and silver sculpture encrusted with diamonds, was buried at a secret location in France back in April 1993. And here's a picture of it. And I reckon it's worth £250,000, £250,000 in today's money. And and people were trying to work out the puzzle for the last 31 years. I'm going to sneeze. And that made the dog jump out of bed. But yeah, there was 11 riddles published in an accompanying book on the trail of the golden owl. But yeah, it was conceived by writer Regis Hauser, who published the book under the pen name Max Valentine to avoid any attention from fans. And here's the cover of the book. Again, there was one over here, wasn't it? The golden hair or silver hair? That was one. Was it called Masquerade? God, I'm dragging this up from the depths of my mind. So it's not the first time. That was in the 80s, though, I believe. It just says it here, The Masquerade by Kit Williams. I remember that as a kid. That was from 1979. It's kind of followed on from that. Well, that one's been found. I remember seeing that book as a kid. I think there may have been a copy of it in the school library, and being totally intrigued by it and flummoxed. Again, I was a bit too young for me because I'd been like 8, 9 at the time. So yeah, there you go. Someone out there has got a golden owl. Ain't they the lucky ones? Yeah, no, okay. Everyone enjoying themselves? No, okay. What else have we got? Oh, I can't do that one. Can't do that one. There's a lot of Mail Plus. I tell you, they're putting a lot. I'm going to have to start subscribing to Mail Plus because they're putting a lot of those. Right, there was one I saw yesterday, which I put in the file. This is a tribunal, an employment tribunal ruling, calling women birds at work could be regarded as sexual harassment, as it's a derogatory term. An employment tribunal rules. This judgment came in the case of a whisky investment company, which has been ordered to pay £50,000 in compensation to a female staff member. Nina Chung, who worked for Whisky 1901, which is based opposite Harrods in Knightsbridge, said her co-workers called women birds and boasted about their sexual conquests, probably with the birds. And she was also asked if she was planning to get pregnant by colleague Robin Sidhu, and in another incident, he locked her out of the company office, the tribunal heard. And employment judge Pavel Kilmov ruled that the behaviour which Miss Chung had been complained about constituted sexual harassment. They also found that she was a victim of discrimination when internal grievance was launched with bosses preferring Mr. Sidhu's account. And it says it also ruled that she was given a disproportionately long written warning. How long was it? The phone book? A couple of paragraphs? I need to know. What is the long warning? But yeah, she was awarded £51,776.67 in compensation, including £14,000 for injury to feelings. Oh man, how many times have my feelings been hurt and I've not got any money for it? So there we go. But yeah, the term birds goes back to medieval times. You know, did you know that? Yeah, goes back to medieval times, and now we can't say it. We're not allowed to say it. It's not right, is it? Again, it's all about context and intent, isn't it? So there you go. Can't even say birds anymore. Won't be able to say bollocks next, which was proven to be an Anglo-Saxon word. Do you remember when the Sex Pistols were in court over there? Yeah, no. But yeah, so be careful out there. Don't say birds. Don't say birds. Not good. Not good. Meanwhile, where is this? This is in Kidlington, near Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire. It's a video clip which I'm waiting to play, but there's always an advert. Oh, learn to play the piano. No, I don't want to learn to play the piano. I'm quite happy being ignorant. Here we go. So it's a bit of a road rage clip, and the Ferrari stops, and the man gets out, and there's somebody at the door. I'm going to have to pause that for a minute. That one. That one. No, later. How utterly unprofessional. Utterly unprofessional. Ruined the clip. So anyway, the Ferrari is behind the white van, and the man gets out, he punches it. He punches the Ferrari. Man versus Ferrari. Who wins? Who wins? I think the Ferrari. Did the Ferrari? Oh no. He's going. Oh, it's all kicking off. But he drove off. There we go. But yeah, man punches Ferrari. It ruined the flow. I'm ever so sorry about that. Completely ruined the flow. They were just collecting the parcel. Sold some Pokemon toys from my daughter. The amount of much money you spend on these things, and then when you sell them for pounds, you just think, these kids, they're ruining us. But keep your eye out. This is horticultural news. Keep your eye out for devil's fingers. Devil's fingers is a fungus. And when you see a picture of this fungus, you're going to go, ugh. But I reckon it's related to the stink horn. And the thing about devil's fingers is you often smell it before you see it. Now, are you ready for this? Again, if you're eating your dinner, you might want to turn away. This is the devil's fingers. And it's very, very pungent. It smells like rotten flesh, a bit like the stink horn. Again, you smell them before you see them. And here's another picture. They reckon they're out there. It's fairly rare to spot, but it doesn't look like a fungus at all, does it? It looks like something from a horror film. But yeah, they reckon keep your eye out for it. Again, this is just the fruiting part of the fungus. The rest of it is underground. The mycelium is underground, and this part is the fruiting part, which releases spores into the air. That's what you see with all the fungi. You know. Yeah, you knew that. Why should you always take a mushroom to a party? Because he's a fun guy. Rubbish joke. No, okay then. There's some really it's rubbish stories. Help me out here. No. Oh, here we go. Good news, everybody. Antarctica is turning green. Yeah. A new study. Because when you think of Antarctica, you might think of the Arctic wastes ice flows, you know, that kind of cold. Brr. Well, now it's all changing. This is the Antarctic Peninsula. There we go, look. Look, it's going green. And of course they're blaming it on, are you ready? Climate change. And yeah, this is the rate in which the greenery over the last 40 years has progressed across the area. So there we go. It's there you go. The area is now covered with vegetation. That'll be fine. It'll be fine, won't it? Yeah, I reckon greening has accelerated by 30% in recent years. That'll be fine. It'll be all right, won't it? It'll be fair. Nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, this is legal news. Criminals on bail are being told to take a selfie to prove their attendance at a police station. Yes, a poster at a station in police station in the town of Corby in Northamptonshire says the front desk is open for just 2 days a week. And so, again, if you're on bail, sign on one of the pieces of paper, put the time and date and place through the hatch. Okay, that's good. And yeah, and you need to do a selfie just to prove that you're there. And and this is it. This is the Corby Cube. It's on the first floor of the Corby Cube, and it's only open 2 days a week. So yeah, they got. I'm sure those criminals are they're trustworthy, aren't they? You could trust a crim to sign in and take a selfie of themselves. What kind of clown world are we living in? Right, where are we? Oh, actually, that is an animal story. We've reached the end. We've reached the end. There's no more stories. Oh my god. Okay, we'll just have to. We're gonna do awful statues. This is terrible, awful statues, right? And we've got some. We're starting with corgis, all right? These are in memory of the Queen's corgis, and they were unveiled at the Warsaw Arboretum. I don't think they're that bad. I mean, I want really bad. They look all right. They look like corgis. And this one is Prince Philip. This is at Cambridge, right? And the City Council described it as possibly the poorest quality work ever submitted. Now, I'd have never guessed in a million years who that was meant to be. Good job, it's got a plaque. And that's what he really looked like. Ben Bennett found the regal sculptures in a house clearance and erected them on his lawn in Windsor. Hey, and these are some bronzes of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip and corgis, which was unveiled last month. Again, it's only an handbag and the corgis which would have tipped me off. And this is a bronze sculpture in Hampshire. Again, at least it looks like it, I suppose, isn't it? That was created by artist Amy Goodman. Again, the crown gives it away, doesn't it? Just, yeah, I mean, that's not too bad, is it, considering? And that's the one of Diana in Kensington Palace. Again, that's interesting because they've got a boy and a girl. Why didn't they do the two sons with her? You know, doesn't make sense. But anyway, that was That was awful royal sculptures. No, I'm sorry. I've run out of stories. I've run out of stories. Should we do some animal news then? Okay, let's do animal news. Where is this? This is the Golden Lion in Cinderford in Gloucestershire. All right, and it's a 30-second clip, but we have a advert for a minute, because that seems fair, doesn't it? But I can skip it. So here we go. What do they see? Little piggies going past. Look at that. Wild boar. So you've heard of the pub boar? They obviously didn't want to stop because somebody's having some pork scratchings inside. They went, better swerve that one, lads. So there you go. And yeah, that was. They reckon they've come from the Forest of Dean, which has the biggest population of boars in the UK. But the boars in the forest have been attacking pets and dog walkers, and even know when it's bin day, so they come into the urban areas and start rummaging around and foraging for food. Landlady Nikki Norman explains it's quite normal for the animals to roam around the town due to its proximity of the forest. She says the customers love it. They think it's really great. They should change their name, shouldn't they? But yeah, wild boar was hunted to extinction 700 years ago, but began returning in the 1990s after captive animals either escaped or were illegally released. And yeah, this is a picture from 2019 of them rummaging in the rubbish. Look, they've had the bins over. And here they are in the Forest of Dean. Ah, look at a little piglet. Look at a little piglet there. That's all right. That's a good animal story, isn't it? And yeah, I think we'll end it there because, like I said, a bit of a poor day for news today. A bit of a poor one. Huh? Yeah. Let's see if there's anybody in. Oh, 7 people in. And Jez is in. He says hi. Hi, Jez. And yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching. If you are watching, if you have watched, if you are going to watch. We did a full week. Maybe we'll do it again next week, eh? Anyway, have a good weekend. This was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know you got to drink it up. Yeah? Ta-ta.